Welcome to the Gagootz Show. We got a great show for you tonight. Here with your host, Nicola Monaco.
Hello.
I'm Benny Rizzuti. Our guests tonight are Greg the Greek and Joe Currie, and some fun surprise videos. So, surprise videos.
Surprise!
Surprise! I was in somebody's window last night.
You probably were.
No. Maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I got a joke about that in my stand-up. It's like these peeping toms. I wish they would just like be straightforward with me, but they're always beating around the bush. That's you, Benny.
That's me, yeah. I've been beating around the bush a long time.
Yeah.
So
How was your 4th of July?
it was fun.
What
I
did
had
you
a
do?
lot of
Tell
fun.
me all about it. Tell us all about it. Tell the world all about your 4th of July.
We didn't go. Usually we used to get together with family. We didn't do that. We stayed home and I smoked a lot of meat. I
I'm sure you did.
I did. I smoked meat and I smoked the bird. I smoked my bird. I had, I've spoken on the show in the past that I have a smoker.
Yes, you do have a smoker. It's delicious.
Right, and Nancy got me a new one.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a brand new smoker for Father's Day.
Oh.
Yeah, come on over. I'll
Jeannie
be
Powers
smoking.
got to come too. You know when there's food involved.
Yeah, we gotta invite her, but I'm a little scared. You say Jeannie Powers.
You're like, I won't hit you, I promise.
But,
So you got a new smoker.
Got a new smoker?
Smoked and smoked and smoked.
I smoked and smoked. We smoked ribs. I did ribs with the old-fashioned way, with the rub and everything, and I smoked turkey.
You rubbed your meat.
I rubbed my meat. First, you gotta rub your meat,
You got to rub it.
and then you smoke your meat.
There it is.
Yeah,
That's
and
good.
it's very tasty. I've heard.
I would know.
I know.
So what else?
Did that?
And you went to,
I went
what was it called? I can't say
Sunday.
the word.
Grateful Dead simulcast. Which was-
Simulcast.
If you're, you might have heard this about the Grateful Dead. You might not be a fan, but you heard that they had their final concert over 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
And they did it in Chicago. And the reason it was in Chicago is that's because that was the last time Jerry Garcia ever performed with the Grateful Dead.
Right.
So they did it in Soldier Field. And they had a simulcast, which was they would show it live while it was happening. So it started. They came out at 8:30. So I went to this theater in Riverhead, and I had been to the theater about 10 years ago, and now it was different. It's called the Suffolk Theater in Riverhead. Very old place. They took out the seats and they put tables and chairs and made it cabaret style.
Okay.
Which meant I was standing up for 4 or 5 hours, and then because when you go by yourself, you can't get a seat.
But not for nothing, but like, yes, you're sitting there and you're watching it, but
Right.
like, there's a whole group of people. I can't imagine going somewhere and sitting there and watching a concert with other people just.
I was kicking that.
Look at them. They're playing music. This is good. Like, don't you want to get up and dance and like move around and?
Well, we did.
Okay.
And the front of the theater, because since they took the seats out, they left that front open. So that was a big crowd there.
Okay.
And I was standing, and I actually had a hippie couple come over to me and start talking to me, and they were about my age. And the woman was wearing like that kind of peasant dress.
Right.
And we were talking, and she was dancing and everything. And then she asked me if I wanted chocolate. So I said, I love chocolate. So I took it. She gave me a big hunk. And then I said, is there anything in that chocolate? I was about to go. And she said,
Was it a brownie?
it was a brownie. Yeah, it was the term used to be Alice B. Tokeless.
Alice B. Tokeless?
Alice B. Tokeless. Because when you smoke a joint, they used to call it a toke.
Right.
So Alice B. Tokeless was, the pop was in the brownie, and you didn't smoke it. It was tokeless. And there's a movie called I Love You, Alice B. Tokeless with Peter Sellers. It's about pop brownies. That this woman made these brownies and gave them to this guy's family during a funeral. And they all got high, and all these old
I need
elderly
to see that
people.
movie. That
I
needs
love
to
you,
happen.
Alice B. Tokeless. Yeah. So,
That's hilarious. I'm going to do that to my family. I
So
hope
she
nobody
gave me-
dies anytime soon, knock on wood, but I'm just saying, it's going to
no, it doesn't have to be a funeral. It could be a party.
Yeah, but it
Go
would be
there for
so
a
much better
barbecue.
if it was at a funeral. Like, imagine everybody just baked out of their face at a funeral laughing, like that's so inappropriate.
Yeah, but there's a movie, Death at a Funeral.
Yeah, I
You
see
saw that?
Yeah.
And that guy did LSD. And
Oh, everything's so freaking great!
yeah.
Yeah, he's on the roof. Yeah.
And the one guy wants to go in the car. Did the coffin move? I just saw the body move. Remember that?
Yeah. Actually, there's 2 versions of that movie. I don't know if you
Yes.
saw both.
I didn't see both of them. My son did.
There's like a
And
British version.
Right.
And then there's a version with like, who's in it?
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock, Martin Lawrence, the midget's the same.
The same.
The same midget.
And Chloe Zeldano, who plays.
Yeah.
I think that's the only movie where she actually plays a human being.
Yeah, she's always like an alien or something.
She's an alien. She was in
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
And she was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy and that famous James Cameron one. The,
Avatar.
Avatar, yeah.
She's an alien. She's a
Right,
beautiful alien.
She's a beautiful
She
woman.
always looks great. If I was an alien, that's the one I'd want to be.
You'd be an attractive alien.
I don't think I would.
No?
No. I don't think I would, because I don't know, I would do weird things as an alien. I do weird things as a human, so if I had an ability to be weirder as an alien, I would totally creep people out.
Yeah.
I would use it to creep people out.
You'd like to be one of those creepy aliens?
Yeah.
Well, when you do that character, the fortune teller,
Yeah.
she's almost like an alien.
She is, she's very alienish. You
Yeah.
don't know, there's like what's under that skin.
She's, very mystical.
she's creepy. But,
Anyway, you had a question you wanted to ask me about.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, Benny had a great 4th of July weekend. I had one too.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Thanks,
Let
Benny.
me. No, I'm sorry. I should have. Sometimes I'm an idiot at times, and my wife will confirm that. So, how was your weekend?
It was good.
What did you do?
I went upstate and I went to a drive-in movie theater and I saw the movie Inside Out with Amy Poehler as the voice of Joy, her name is, and it was so funny. I think everybody should go see it, whether you're an adult or a kid. It's a children's movie, but yeah, I'm still a child. So
No, my son told me that so far critics are saying
It was great. It was a
that
great
is the
movie.
only movie they would nominate right now for Best Picture.
Really? It was
that-
very well done. It was totally different. It was about a little girl and her brain, the insides of her brain. Like there's joy, there's sadness, and there's fear, and there's disgust, and they're all their own characters. And they kind of, they're what manipulate this kid's feelings, and it's very cute.
Lewis Black is.
Yes, he plays anger.
He's anger.
He's angry.
Now you went to a drive-in movie
Yeah, we went to a
upstate,
drive-in
and
movie
that's
theater.
rare. They try to do outdoor movies now on Long Island.
I actually went and saw Jaws last night.
You did? Yeah.
On the water too, which was awesome. But yeah, the drive-in movie theater is cool if you have 2 people in the car. A little word for advice: if you go, either have a hatchback like a van or a truck or something that you could sit in the back, because if you go with more than 2 people in the front seat, you can't see in the back seat. So I was literally like wedged like this watching the movie. I'm like, this is really great. I'm having a good time.
But now you could get the sound out of your radio, though,
Yeah,
right?
you put it to a certain channel, and then it just comes through the speaker.
What you should have done, you probably saw that. A lot of people, you bring one of those boom box, right?
Yeah.
And then you bring a folding chair.
I
and
know,
you s-
I know that now.
You didn't know
I know that now.
Oh, you
A couple
didn't.
days ago, I was like, oh, I should have brought a boombox.
You thought it was like the
chair.
old when you were wearing your pajamas and
Yeah.
you'd go to the
It
drive-in.
was weird, but
Did you wear your pajamas to the
I
drive-in?
did.
You
I
did?
had to.
Brought a pillow.
I did. But it was fun. But anyway, quick question for,
All right.
for me, because I'm curious, and I'm sure our audience is curious too, but like, what's going on with our video contest?
Our video contest, we made an announcement like a month ago that we started the new video. And I just never, I guess I'm talking sometimes and I'll blame old age. I forget to say, oh, we're showing a video, and this video is going to be for our video contest.
Okay.
And I haven't added, the last video contest, every time we showed a video, it said entry for the contest.
Okay.
Haven't done that. Every video that we're showing today is entered into the contest. And there's 2 other videos that we showed in the past. We'll show them again. Last week we showed Melita Apago's
Yes,
video.
we did.
We're going to enter that
Okay.
in the contest. And Sarah Quinn's video, where she was
The old lady.
The old lady,
Yes.
right?
That was
Beverly.
very funny.
her Beverly. So we'll show Beverly again to give it a fair. But all the videos you see today
Are going to be in
are
the
going to be
entry.
in it.
Do we have a deadline?
Yeah, I was thinking that the deadline would be, we'd announce the deadline at September.
Okay.
So through the summer is our send
Video
the videos
contest.
to us.
And then once September rolls around, then we'll find a better date to
No,
pinpoint it.
I have the date
Oh, you do?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you know it?
The first Tuesday in October. Do you know why that's an important date for us?
That's our 1 year
Anniversary.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Hey! 1 year anniversary on the Gagootz show.
On the Gagootz show.
October 1st.
Well, it'll be the first week, so it's going to be October 7th, I believe.
October 7th.
But
Here I am, not knowing anything.
we started the first Tuesday of
First
October.
Tuesday in October, so that's going to be...
That's our 1 year
It's
anniversary.
October 1st to me, and that's the end of it.
Yeah. Okay, it's October 1st to me,
That's
too.
it.
Is there anything else about you that you'd like to talk
No,
about? Are you sure?
Yeah, I got it.
Any gigs?
I have a show coming up July 17th at the Villa Monaco. West
cool.
Islip that I do, my monthly
Go.
show there. It's a lot of fun, dinner and comedy, $40 a person. Includes salad, buffet, cash bar, and the show. And
The eggplant rollatini is worth the price of admission.
Thank you. My dad's the chef, so you know it's
Yeah.
good. And Alfredo Gagootz is not the chef. And
I'm
that's
going
it.
to give you
I
that.
don't really have my.
And we have a gig next Thursday, not this coming Thursday.
It's the following
The
Thursday.
following Thursday.
On Miss Freeport, right? That's the name
Yeah,
of the
so
boat.
it-
Miss Freeport. It's if you go on either my page or Benny's page or Keith Fitz's page. He's the one promoting the show also. It's dinner and comedy out of Freeport on a boat for a couple hours, and it should be fun. I'm looking forward to
me
it.
too.
I got
Comedy
a couple people
cruise.
that asked about. They're like, that looks like fun. We want to come. So
Come on down to the Comedy
Yeah.
Cruise. We'll have a commercial for it next week.
yeah,
Next week I'll make one.
we'll make a bump.
We're going to go to a video from Brooke Arnold, which is going to be our entry for the contest. And then we're going to take a quick commercial break. You're watching The Gagootz Show with Nicole Lamonaco and Benny Gagootz Rizzuti.
On MadhouseTV.com.
.com.
I am proud to present my good friend, In Touch, because I am in touch. Let's check out the headlines for this week. Tom takes Surrey. Wait, what? Tom took Surrey? No. No. Ah. Bring her back. Bring her back. America's Got Talent? No, it doesn't. I can do that. No, you can't. Who wore it better? Who cares? Like, seriously, if her parents weren't famous, nobody would know who this bitch is. Ugh. Brandy kept her virginity panties. Good to know. John versus Kate. Another custody battle? Not again. Just as long as he doesn't take Sorry. Bruce's coming out party. Ooh, I hope I get invited. I can be a pretty princess too, Bruce. Tiger cheeks. Again, not really news. Okay, this article actually shows celebrities and their age. Their real age. Their real age versus the age their hands look. Okay, so for example, here's Madonna. Her real age is 56. Her hands look 63. And she's so vain. Jessica Parker, real age 50, hands look 60. Too much sun. Damn, too much sun. Not what happened to her hands. It's not what happened to her hands, alright? It's what happened to her face. Don't take anymore. I'm done with you. In Touch Weekly. Until Tom brings Surrey back. I need Surrey back. I am proud to present my good friend.
After all the candles are blown out, after the last toast of the night, Cambridge paving stones with Armortech stand the test of time. Beautifully designed, built to last. Only Cambridge paving stones have Armortech, our unique process that produces a rich, distinctive color. Create your own memories with Cambridge paving stones. Visit CambridgePavers.com.
Cambridge paving stones with Armortech will always look like new.
Stretching under sedation or manipulation under anesthesia is a very gentle, very precise procedure to very slowly release any scar tissue that is formed as a result of a traumatic injury. Many people ask, how does this work? Will I get hurt? Will you stretch me too far? We only stretch the body part to its normal range of motion. After completing the post-MUA rehabilitation program, it's very common that our patients say to us, hey, I can play ball with my kid again. Hey, I can bowl again. Hey, I can enjoy hiking again. This is what makes it rewarding to us as practitioners.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
And we're back on the Gagootz Show with our first guest of the evening, Greg Criticos.
That's right.
Yeah. Also known as Greg the Greek.
Yes,
Greg
hi.
the Greek.
Welcome
Hi.
to the Gagootz Show. We got so many G's going on in here. I like it.
G's are rocking. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Oh,
It's
you're
the
welcome.
G spot right now.
Yeah, the G
Yeah, you're
spot.
talking to a Greek, so it's working. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you. I want to say thank you to Lori for introducing me.
Lori
Lori
G.
G.
who's
Lori
been on the
G.
show. Lori
Oh,
G.
the G's.
She was telling me about Benny, the Benny Gagootz show, and at that time I was actually working on a cartoon out in Spokane, Washington State, where I just got back. I was actually touring out in the Northwest for a while, and I met Kiriako Designs, which him and I went into contract together. We started producing. I created a cartoon called the Witless Protection Program.
The Witless.
Witless
Witless.
Protection Program, yes. So that was out in Spokane, Washington State. I don't know what the hell I was doing out there, but everybody's very happy in Spokane, in Washington State. Then I realized pot's legal; they're all stoned out
Oh,
there.
there you go.
But yeah, so I'm a comedian. I'm a creative writer, and I'm also doing some acting. But I'm back in New York now, and I'm doing the comedy circuit and all that. And now I'm on the Benny Gagootz show.
It's the Gagootz show.
The
It's not
Gagootz
Ben-
show.
We are the Gagootz.
You both are the Gagootz.
Yeah. I called myself Benny Gagootz, but
Yeah, we're the Gagootz
we're the
now.
Gagootz. She's the head Gagootz.
I'm the Gagoo and he's the Gagootz.
She's the Gagoo. I'm the Oots.
The Oots. I'm trying to get it. That's why we are
the Gagoo. That's why we are.
I'm really proud of you how you pronounce my last name.
Oh,
Nicole.
thank you. I had to
Great job.
practice it
Yes.
in my head and then
In
sing
your
it outside of my head, inside of my head, all over the place. I'm going to screw it up now.
Right.
Criticos.
Now,
Criticos, yes.
Greg, you run your own shows too. You have a.
Yeah, I produce a lot of comedy.
You produce shows.
Yeah, I produce shows. I'm also doing the circuit. I do New York Comedy Club, Broadway Comedy Club, Greenwich Comedy Club, which I was just there last weekend. I love to produce. You know, we do a lot of fundraisers. I've been doing comedy with a lot of the comics, up and coming comics that are. You know, doing the circuits in New York City. Jonah Barnes, Mike Keegan from Long
Oh yeah,
Island,
you Mike.
Mike
Laura
Keegan.
G, Nikki Sunshine. She's done a lot of shows
Oh,
with me.
I did a show with her a couple months back.
Yeah,
Very
she's
nice show.
hysterical, Nikki and I. And actually, I had produced a show at the Producers Club. It was a comedy skit show. Stephen Williams and I had wrote it, and we worked on that show with Nikki Sunshine. And also Susan Campanero. She was at Tony and Tina's wedding back in the day.
Oh,
She was the
okay.
star of that. So that's what I do. You know, I like to do the stand-up comedy, but with the skit comedy as well.
Now, I was reading in your bio that you've overcome some adversities,
Oh, yes.
to say the least.
I was 385 pounds.
Wow.
And I actually I eliminated sugar from my diet. So I always joke around about Little Debbie. If I ever catch Little Debbie, I'm gonna break her fucking head open. Yes, yeah. Actually, yeah, it's crazy because if you think about it, you know, there's like 36 grams of sugar in a little brownie. You know, and I used to eat them like crazy.
There
Which
wasn't even anything special about that
36
brand.
Yeah,
grams.
right.
And I'm from New York, man. That's like 4.5 8 balls of cocaine. You're speeding on Little Debbie, you know what I mean? I mean, you're really like out there. But yes, which also I'm sober also. March 2nd, 2011 is my sober day. So I eliminated the alcohol, the sugar, and the caffeine. So now I'm really nuts. Now I'm really I'm eating soup with a fork now. But yes, I lost a lot of weight. And,
Now, do you tie your adversities, as we'll say, into your comedy? I'd have to imagine
Absolutely.
you have to find the humor in.
Yes, comedy comes from pain. And, you know, I mean, who's going to heckle me when I'm heckling myself?
Right.
And you have an interesting, in your bio, you have an interesting slogan on the top that says, laugh with life, not at life.
At life, yes. For a long time, I used to laugh at life. Today, you know, laughing with life has been a blessing. You know, I'm very grateful because, you know, when you're 385 pounds, it's very hard to take a shower. You know how hard it is? You can't. The cheeseburger gets wet, ladies and gentlemen. It's impossible. You know, so, yeah. But, you know, life's a lot better these days. You know, I actually went down to 200 pounds at one point. You know, that's how I lost a total of 185. But I was smoking at the time, so I quit smoking cigarettes and I gained some weight again. But, you know, again, when you eliminate all the stimulants like the cigarettes, the alcohol, the caffeine and all that, your metabolism happens to slow down a lot. So when you start realizing, like, you know, how your metabolism works, then it's much easier to start losing weight.
Yeah.
You know? So, but that's, you know, some of the
You gotta be
trials.
proud of yourself that you've overcome that.
Yes, absolutely. There was a time I couldn't even walk. believe it or
Yeah.
not, you know?
Really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
you never know what you have until it's gone, you know. And I like to laugh with life today, not at life, and you know, it's been a great ride so far. You know, this is the first time in my life that I'm actually doing comedy. I've only started doing this about 4 years now. When I was a kid, I've done a lot of work back in the day. I was on Law and Order. I was in a Bronx Tale. I got edited out of Bronx Tale, which is hysterical. But now I'm actually back in it, and I just got done shooting 79 parts with Harry Taub and Eric Roberts. I played an Italian gangster in that one.
At what point though did you find, like, you know what you went through, you know that you were like, I need to make a change, I have to do something, and then like where did that lead into your comedy? Like where did you find, like, you know what, let me take this and put it into something in a funny situation? Or
Well, it's kind of funny you're Nicole, right?
Yes.
It's funny you're saying that because as a kid, I remember people used to laugh, with me all the time. They used to tease me and stuff like that, and people would be like telling me how funny I am, and I used to hate that. I couldn't stand that,
Really?
I used to hate it. And the funny thing is that after I came out, because I spent 7 days in detox, 3.5 months of rehabilitation, and when I started losing all the weight, I ran into a friend of mine, Stephanie Decada, and she says to me one day, she goes, Greg, I got to tell you this, you're so funny. And at that point, I didn't really want to hear that. And I'm funny. Here we go again. I'm funny. And she's like, if you let me do something for you, I'd like to, maybe think about putting you on a show. She wanted to be like my booking agent. She wanted to, and she actually booked me the first time ever on Friday night at the New York Comedy Club, the Clayton Fletcher show. And it's like, in my mind, I always like, to make people laugh, but I didn't like when people would just like come on and say, oh, you're so funny.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. I don't know if you can identify with that, Sometimes when we're serious, people think we're funny.
Right.
But she actually got me a slot at a New York Comedy Club, and it would just happen from there. It just all kind of took off.
Yeah.
But,
Well, you thought they were laughing at you and not with you when growing up. You thought they were like making fun of you and laughing at you, not at your...
Well, when I first got into the United States and I moved in Astoria, Queens, my mother used to always, forget about my mother, she used to shave my head and just leave like a little pouch on my head. I was like a walking target, believe it or not,
Literally.
Literally. I mean, she would take me to the barbershop and just take everything off. And just leave this little hairy bush over here. Like, take it all. You're gonna take it. You might as well just take it all, And it's like, I couldn't communicate with the kids. I couldn't speak English. So I remember one time I mispronounced the word hamburger. I said hamburger. And that name kind of stuck with me for the rest of my life. People used to be, it goes hamburger. Yeah. And I used to I hated that name. I dreaded that name, But growing up, children can be ruthless sometimes,
Oh, yeah.
But, no, But, it's again, like I said, these are trials that we go through in life, and I feel very comfortable, where I'm at right now, and it's a blessing that, I've overcome some things, and anybody out there that's suffering, through, a lot of different, going through pains in life and so forth, it's, I think the most important thing in life is knowing who we are. When we find out who we are, we'll do something we love, and when we love what we do, we'll never work a day in our lives.
That's right.
It's.
I'm still trying to figure out who I am.
Oh, she's getting there.
I'm getting there.
You're just. You're you. You're
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, I think you're great.
Like a good show,
But
You're unique and dynamic.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
What?
Thank you.
You are.
It's not about me right now.
It's always about you. It's always about
It's about Mr. Greg Criticos.
Yeah.
Criticos.
I remember that. See?
You said it just rolled out of your tongue nice.
All right, now I want a little Debbie. Yeah,
a little Debbie, just a
you
little
like
Debbie,
it for a
right?
treat,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny when after I lost all the weight and everything, this woman comes up to me one day. She's so funny. She says to me, "You lost all that weight. You got bling bling on. Oh my God!" She goes, "You want to be my sugar daddy?" I said, "It's a little late because I'm diabetic now."
All right, we're gonna show your video.
The cartoon.
With your cartoon, which is like a commercial.
Witless protection.
Witless protection, and it's a commercial of upcoming It's a longer story.
Yes,
than
we
what we're
have.
going to see.
We're actually doing a lot of writing, and we're actually going to be.
You're making a series. Then.
Yes, yes. This is just a promo that we're using, just to let people know there's going to be a lot more coming out in 2015.
Okay.
And it's about a Greek gangster getting lost in the Northwest.
So we're going to show you Witless Protection and take a break, and then we'll be back.
You're watching the Gagootz Show on MadhouseTV.com.
I'm not a rat. I've never been a rat, and I'm not going to be a rat.
Well, Mr. Fettuccine, you seem to have no other choice but to cooperate with us.
Oh, yeah?
Huh. You know you're not an informant. We know you're not an informant. But what really matters is that your boss believes you are an informant. And as long as he believes you're an informant, we own you.
You think?
We know. You have two choices. Play ball with us or we'll zip tie you and drop you off in front of your boss's business.
And if I don't play ball with you, you're gonna hand my balls over to Tony Tomato Paste Tomato. Which is exactly what he's gonna make with them, while the rat, the weasel, runs my rackets and informs on my boss.
I'm afraid so.
Oh yeah? I'm wearing a wire of my own, and this whole conversation is being recorded. I suggest we all start playing nice and make our problems go away.
We're listening.
You guys help me disappear into the witness protection program.
Enjoyable flight aboard Air America Flight 007 from New York to Seattle. We will be touching down within the hour. Myself and the crew would like to wish our fellow government employees a pleasurable and productive time at the International Law Enforcement Conference and Secret Policeman's Ball. However, before proceeding to our final destination, we have been instructed to drop off our esteemed guest and newest member of the Witness Protection Program. Let's give it up for Greg the Greek Fettuccine. I have instructed the crew to prepare our guests for departure. On behalf of the United States government, thank you for your service.
I'm not a rat.
We wish you good luck and an injury-free landing.
You mothers!
After all the candles are blown out, after the last toast of the night, Cambridge paving stones with Armortech stand the test of time. Beautifully designed, built to last. Only Cambridge paving stones have Armortech, our unique process that produces a rich, distinctive color. Create your own memories with Cambridge paving stones. Visit CambridgePavers.com.
Cambridge paving stones with Armortech will always look like new.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
I know, kidding or not. This week.
Hey, we're back
Yeah,
on
we're
the
back.
Gagootz show. Yeah, I am in a weird mood tonight. We're gonna jazz hands.
Yes.
A little Fosse, a little more Fosse. That's you go. There you go.
Fosse.
There you go. Very good.
Fosse.
Very good. Very good.
Okay.
I'll be the director. My name is Chad.
This is our special guest tonight, Joe Currie. What's up?
Hey.
Big Joe, Joe and I, we go back a long time.
Now
Yeah.
you can tell your story.
Yes, now I can tell the story.
We both, I had stopped doing comedy in the 80s, Joe had stopped, and then we both decided to do a comeback in 1998. And that's how we crossed
And
paths.
what better place than a coffee house in East Islip, which was a great place. I mean, I had such a good time doing that place. And the great thing about it is when you're starting up or starting again, when you're writing in a coffee house, you have little kids, grandmas there, moms there. So it forces you to be funny and be clean. And that seed is put in your head all the way through. 18 years for us? So when I have a new bit that I do, I make sure it's clean. I'm not squeaky clean, but I make sure it's relatively clean where I could do it in a place like that. And that's been the guidepost. So that place, there was a lot of good times in that place.
We had a Friday night gig in a coffee house, which was a bakery with a coffee house next to it, and they stayed open till like midnight.
So you had to
So
go
we-
out, get your bakery
No, you
goods?
right inside.
Oh,
No,
Right inside.
It was
Right inside.
connected.
Okay.
Right in,
Coffee,
so
you
you go to the
colors.
bakery part, but there was a wall.
Oh, okay.
And then you'd go there was an opening, and there was the coffee house part.
Oh, that's fun.
And where our back was to the window, so people would walk by. So you would have, sometimes you'd be performing for 5 people, and the next thing you know, there's 20, 30 people
Yeah.
in there. And
Yeah.
it would, and it was a Friday night, and we would do it from like 9 to 11.
9 to 11, yeah. I
9
think
to-
after the poets. Remember the
There was
poets?
a poetry-
Man, believe it or not, poets are very nasty people.
were.
They hated each other, you know. And we would go, "Hey, do you guys want to stay for the comedy show?" We don't like laughter. Okay, fine.
They have a lot of feelings.
Keep rhyming.
Joe and I, this show on Fridays, Joe was a regular, so much of a regular that when I went on a 2-week vacation, he took over for me.
Oh.
And we would have Joe Starr would come there, Rich Walker. We were the regulars pretty
The
much.
regulars there, yeah. We
Rich
were.
Walker, Dan Wilson's wife, Lauren
Lauren
Wilson, very
Wilson.
funny on her. Lauren Wilson.
Darren Dillon used to
Tim
show up.
Hamioun,
Tim
who now
Hamioun.
does cruise ships.
Saad Sawana.
Saad Sawana,
You know,
who's
they're
a
really-
physicist.
Really good, you know, like every group, like when you go out and do comedy, your guys, you know, your group,
Yeah.
that was our group, that was our guys, you
And
know.
what was great was Joe Starr, who was great now. He would actually sit back after the show and tell everybody, give his secrets on how to perform stand-up and what you should do and not,
That's
and
fun.
doing characters.
Joe Starr-
hanging out with those guys. Yeah.
Joe Starr, I call the Godfather because I actually started with Joe. But Joe, when I need advice on something, or if I should do something, or I go to Joe. I call Joe. So I've always had high regard for
And
Joe.
I thought this was the crappiest coffee house in the world. And I landed this gig, so I had it. And then Thursday nights, we all took an improv class. Not Joe Starr, but him and I and Rich Walker. And some people would say, who's going on? Who do you have for Friday? And I would say, I have no idea. And then when I showed up Thursday, he'd be, Benny, tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. and then Joe Starr dropped by one time, and somebody talked. He didn't know me then. I kind of knew him. So someone came over and says, "Can Joe come up?" And I was like, "Can Joe?" I said, "Joe, what do you want to do? You want to close the show? Whatever you want. 40 minutes. It's yours." So then Joe became a regular, and he actually
liked it. It was really nice. You hang out, you have coffee. I mean, what's better than hanging out with your comedy buddies, having coffee, making each other laugh, and then going and making other people laugh. It was the best. It really was.
Yeah,
Always
I
had fond
coffee,
memories of that.
Buy cookies in the bakery.
Yes, absolutely.
We used to bring cookies home. It was fun. It's not there anymore. It's just a bakery, but that guy sold it. So only the bakery part, and the coffee house part is like a boutique now. But I thought it was the crappiest gig, and all these other guys would say like, "No, Benny, this is a gold mine. This is great."
It was like for all of us there. We still talk about that, how great a time that was. I mean, it was a small coffee house, but for us, and I mean, we've all, gone to do our things, but that always was the beginning of the essence of what comedy is. In comics, I mean, just the imbeciles in the back of the class.
And Peaches
the idiots in the back of the
Rodriguez.
class. And that's essentially what we were. And
Peaches too.
Peaches was there.
She still bugs me. Benny, I don't go to open mics, but if you run one, I'll go. I'm like, no, Peaches, those days are over. But
you still got to go to mics. I still like going to mics. I mean, Nicole was generous enough. Or I'm not calling that a mic. It was a regulation show. But it was still, she was gracious, and I was just lived down the street, so I stopped in and hung out. Yeah, I live over in Elwood.
Oh, okay.
So she was gracious enough to let me come up.
And you didn't even know her at the time.
No, it's the first time we met.
LaRocchi was like, "This is my friend. You want to give him a spot?" I was like, "Let me see." You know what it was? John was, we were talking, whatever. I let him headline. I'm like, he could go up. I said first, I was like, no, I don't know, and then I said, well, he's your friend, so do you mind taking it off time?
She felt so bad. Like, no, I don't. I go, it's okay, sweetie.
Yeah, I really wanted it. I was like, no, let me see. Hold on.
It was very gracious. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And then LaRocchi, I said, if you don't mind taking time off of your set, then yeah, he could have his fun. He was like, yeah, all right. So then that was it. You were very funny.
Thank you.
John LaRocchia came too.
Yes.
And he called I had a policy, and they all still liked it. They talk about it. Show up and go up.
Yes.
Used to say,
That was a great policy.
But then with Joe Starr was actually working on a 40-minute headlining routine. So then he would work, and then we had one night where Joe said, look, on this night, you got to say nobody's allowed.
Yeah.
And he handpicked you open for him.
Yeah.
On that, and Rich Walker dropped by.
Yeah,
And
right.
I emceed it.
I just met Joe Starr for the first time.
Oh, you
like,
did? Yeah.
A month ago.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Yeah,
wealth,
very nice guy.
wealth of knowledge. Wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
He really is one of the top
But
guys out there.
John LaRocchia called me one time and he says, Benny, I'm coming to the show. I said, all right, great. And he brought his whole family with him.
Oh.
Because some comics, that was the only place where they could perform in front of their family.
Yeah.
Where they knew the other comics were going to be clean.
Yeah, right. That was the great thing about. I'm telling you, that was the great thing about that room, and it really instilled in us thing when to work clean right from the beginning, and to keep writing that way. I mean, sometimes you veer off the path. I mean, I do, some nights, but just the basic essence is like when you get that bit down, can you do this clean? Because you can always dirty it up, But if you can do it clean, you can work anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, and I watch some guys freak out. Oh, I don't have to be clean. I don't have to be clean. What am I going to do? What am I going to... It never really was an issue for me, So that's always been the best path to go.
Because we would sit, and while the comic was up and after the show, we would sit and talk about funny. And we would try to be funny and
Right.
clean funny.
Yeah.
But there was some people who never got it. We did have a few. There was a couple of guys that, they're nowhere now. Because they didn't get it. They would go up and they would say something stupid because that's the way the joke works for me.
Yeah.
That's the way I've got to say that.
And also the thing is when you do a new bit, when you're working out a new bit, you have a tendency to curse because curse is like a crutch. People laugh at curses. So the more you curse, you can. Sometimes I'm guilty of that myself. Sometimes if I'm working something, and then I catch myself and go, no, you've got to use clean words or an innuendo that the kids won't get, but the parents will. And that's the art. That's the art of comedy.
You're absolutely right. You are. And we did a show together, the Road Show, and that was, we had some people I knew, and I wound up saying the F-bomb a few times, where
Right.
normally the way my act is now, I only say it once. And I say it because I say when Ben Franklin discovered electricity, the man holding the kite invented foul language. So I do it in that bit.
Right.
So I say it once. But that particular night, I found myself saying it.
But I think you could tell your audience too, though. Like,
Right.
you know who you could pull it off with and who you can't. And if you see the other comics that go up before you and they're really laughing hard at something, like, you know how to move your material around to the...
That's the thing, and that's where a key of an MC comes in. Where it's very important with you because the MC, there's plenty of shows. What can we say? What we can do? Well, we'll work like this. As a lot of times as MC, I'll go out and I'll tread the waters for everybody. And I will be the guidepost to what we can do. I mean, I don't go out there and start, profanity laced, but I'll go out there and I'll just see what they're groaning at, what they're laughing at, and I just tell the other guys, just watch, and then decide for yourself what you guys want to do. So that's also a good MC will do that.
That is the job of a good MC.
Yeah.
Because it's not about you, as we've said
Right, of
before.
Right, it's not. When you get
And when
an
you're
MC
the host, it's not about you.
and it is, because when you get the job as an MC, your act is secondary. As soon as you walk in the club, if you are MCing that night, or you go, could you MC? Your act is done. Your job is to run that show, bring it in on time, keep your eyes peeled on everything. If the club owner comes up, where are we on time? Rattle it right off the bat. Don't even look right off the bat. That's the job. A lot of guys don't know that.
Yeah.
A lot of guys, like when I worked the road, there were so many bad MCs out there. We really are lucky here to have that instilled, a grooming period for all the comics out there.
It is hard, though. It's not easy.
It's not. It's the toughest. It's the toughest part of the show.
Yeah.
Again, I have to credit Joe Starr. Because when I did those shows with Joe in that coffee house,
right.
He treated it like we were in the Beacon Theater or something.
Right.
That stupid call. Joe's treated it, we're doing a comedy
Because
show.
you're doing a show. You're doing a show. Regardless here or the Beacon Theater, it's a
and
show.
if you remember, he would always come up to me. And he would, okay, good, you did that much. Now you do, this guy's going up, just do this much, just do that.
Right.
Somebody walked in, because as I said, Joe was working, stretching out his material.
Right.
So one time he's like, okay, Benny, you can do time. All of a sudden, Rich Walker walks in. Rich, you want to go up? Yeah. Okay, Benny, you can't do time.
Right.
And that was it.
Right.
Yeah, and that was it.
And
yes.
But I credit him. I learned so much off of Joe.
He learned the biggest thing he did is made you be a professional. And that's an important thing. Like I said, when I work on the road, the MCs, I go out to Michigan, the MCs are awful. They're because they're not, I'm sorry, they're not in a big area. You're a metropolitan area like LA or New York, where you've got the cream of the crop grooming each other.
Right.
And it's,
they don't know how to host. They should pick up a book. So
yeah.
Zen and the Art of Stand-Up Comedy. We're going to take a break.
I have a quick
Okay.
question before we do take a break. Is that I just want to go over. You have your own show that
Yes.
you do, Davin's Den.
Davin's Den.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? Before
Sure. Davin's Den is a show we do at 6:30 every Tuesday for 3 hours. We're on break today, so that's why I'm here, obviously. But it's a very interesting show. What we really do is we'll take some topics and we'll goof on the first half of our show. We do 3 hours plus sometimes. What our thing is that we scam scammers. There's a lot of scammers out there, a lot of romance scammers that lead people on, that take all their money, destroy their lives. And what we do is we have some of these scammers try to scam us. And they tell us they love us and they want to be with us. And in return, and they want money. And what we have them do is we have them write porn and tell them we're going to commit suicide if they don't talk to us. And we were going to have one knit of socks. And there was one, and there was a big scamming community, scamming community that listens to our show. There was one lady that called in and she was being harassed by somebody in Ghana saying that he was a U.S. soldier and he wanted money and had her on the ropes about it. She called us. I called up as General John J. Bulldog McIvy and laid into this guy and told him that there was a drone. I go, and I'm like in my journal, do you see a bird outside? And he goes, I do see the bird. That is a drone and we're spying on you. So I laid into him. Also, we derailed a $4 billion lawsuit with Match.com. There was a woman called Juliana Avalos that was going to be lead defendant in this, doing testimonial, and we printed and found evidence that she was putting up fake profiles and stuff like that, and we literally derailed a $4 billion lawsuit.
Oh my God!
So we do a lot of good. It's a fun show, but we do a lot of good. And we help a lot of people.
And where can our viewers find it?
DavinsDen.com. You can go to DavinsDen.com. You can find our archive shows, which are on iTunes as well. We're also on, oh God, why am I forgetting it right now? I'll remember later.
Okay, well, we have to take a quick break. Our time is off because I ate that Alice B. Toklas chocolate.
We'll be right back. You're watching The Gagootz Show on MadhouseTV.com.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, GMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with your one and only Madhouse TV. You are the man.
And we're back with the Gagootz Show and both of our guests, Joe Currie and Greg Criticos.
I thought you were going for.
I was going to say it, but I wanted to see him do it. I'm like,
Yes, keep it simple.
If I move, I can pronounce it.
Greg Degree.
critical.
Greg Degree.
Yeah, you have to have the this effect.
And we were going to show a video that we said in another video. We'll show that next week. Sorry, Camille. Next week.
It happens.
What the hell?
It happens.
It happens.
So,
Stuff happens.
Anyway, is there any stuff that you guys want to plug or talk about or get out there into the universe and say what you got going on other than...
I'll be at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club this Thursday. You can go to 1877 Uncle-VIN or go to UncleVinny's.com. I'll be down there on Thursday.
In New Jersey, right?
Yeah, down at Point Pleasant. Very nice place.
Joey
Great
Cola
place.
raves about that place.
Yeah, great place. Fun place. And like I said, my show, Davin's Den, which is every Tuesday. I want to conflict with you guys. But you can hear replays. We got replays.
Yeah,
we're
there's replays.
Also, we're on
you watch us
iHeartRadio.
live and then replay.
Yeah, go to Davin's Den on iHeartRadio. We're there as well. we have about 5 affiliates you can click in when you go into our webpage, davinsden.com.
Cool.
And Greg?
Yeah, you can just easily find me on Facebook under comedian Greg the Greek. I post all my shows over there. And I'm just like constantly doing the circuit. Like I'll be back at Broadway Comedy Club probably next month. And I'm producing my own shows again. And the next one I'll be producing will be in Wallington. I'll be there in September, Wallington, New Jersey.
What's the name? The name
Make Wine With Us.
Make Wine With Us.
Yes, on that particular show I'll be doing it with Rich Gagootz.
Okay.
And yeah, he's a good friend.
He's a good dude.
And I work with Mark DeMeo also, so Greg the Greek, you follow me, very simple.
Okay.
You don't have to say criticos.
Greg the Greek.
It's
Greg
called
the Greek,
Greg the Greek. And it sounds Greek to me.
Do anyone in your family own a diner?
No. Yeah, that's funny you said that because I remember doing the Bing Crosby Theater in Spokane, Washington State. And the moment I get on stage, we were promoting the show for a long time. We were on the radio and all that, and we have like a crowd close to 700 people. And I get on stage, and like the first time, huge show, and this woman out of nowhere just turns around and she goes, "Hey, do you own a diner?" And I'm like looking at her, so I walk all the way to the edge of the show, to the stage, and I says, "You like the white sauce, don't you?"
Oh,
She started laughing a little bit, but no, I don't own a diner.
I'm the only. Don't feel bad. I'm the only Sicilian in my family who doesn't know where Jimmy Hoffa's buried.
That's funny.
They're buried right here, baby.
Plenty of room over there, right?
She did a video. We did a.
Right here.
Somebody said, "Nicole, how come you don't
you're not shy at all."
show enough cleavage?" So she went up to the camera. "You want to see cleavage?" She said, "Look harder. Maybe you can find Jimmy Hoffa."
Wow. Original. Hoffa.
What a great memory.
What a great memory.
What a great memory.
What a great memory.
Right.
Thanks for the memories.
I don't know that song.
I'll get drunk. That was a Bob Hope song. Thanks for the memory.
No hope.
No.
Oh.
If I can do one more shameless plug, I did for my website, joecurrycomedy.com, and my Facebook page, Joe Currie Nation.
Joe Currie Nation.
Okay.
There's so much, Joe. We have to have you back. You're gonna have another break, right?
August 11th. We're on break August 11th.
We'll
You guys got like this long history of like.
I know. So we didn't even
romance in a magical bakery coffee house.
It was?
That
was great.
I didn't think of it as much until all the other guys they all thank me. They all say, because of Benny Rizzuti and because of that dumb coffee house.
Yeah.
They all had a great time. It was a Friday night
It was a Friday. You got to remember, we were all starting out.
Yeah, so we weren't playing anyway.
And at the time, when I got out of comedy, when my mom died, I got out of comedy in 1992. And I took about 5 years off to get myself straight. And I went back in. There was really no place to go. And when we all hooked up and stuff like this, and for all of us, so when you had that coffee shop, it was like Shangri-La for us. It really was. It was a
Right,
place
we
to
do
go.
Joe and St. Ange on Thursday.
Right.
And then we do the coffee house. And then that's around the time when Rich Walker and Peter Bales and them started their class.
Right.
And then they had the class, and then Joan had a class. So, and it started, and all of a sudden, open mic started.
Because everybody got out of those classes and started doing their own things, which was really good. And it was really good. And a lot of good people came out of that. I mean, Chris Montes, Tagliones, a lot of good people came out of that.
Very cool.
I want to thank you both again for coming.
It's a pleasure
for having us. Pleasure.
Oh, you're welcome.
Right
and
here.
Nicole and I would like to say, right here, thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Have a great week, everybody.
Have a great week.
Have a great week. Have a barbecue. Smoke your meat. Jazz hands. See you next week.
See ya. Have a good night.